Yeah, well, that's the first place they're going to come out of the trees.
Do anything for me.
And the horses have reached the start. The flag is up. They'll be emerging from the cover right in the center of the farm.
Right. I'd like you to direct me, but I think sometime on the wrong channel. I don't know how to change it. I'm on channel. I'm on one. Try. Oh, I'm just on one. I can't see that. They're ready. Okay. Correct. Stop.
And communication's a little sketchy, but they are definitely off and running now as they're about to come into view by the whiteboard fence there in the center, and Voice of Power with the early lead. That's 3 lengths over Take Harry. Now saving ground on the inside, that's Genghis with Determined Stand, and Fort Henry, your trailer. On the lead, it's Voice of Power. In second place, Determined Stand on the outside. Now Take Harry moving up into third, and Genghis another 2 lengths behind, and your early trailer is Fort Henry by 2 lengths. They head around the little loop and back towards the fence. Things getting a little more contentious up at the front as joining Voice of Power is Take Harry, just a length and a half to the inside, then another gap of 4 to Genghis. He's 5 clear of Determined Stand, who has a 3-length advantage over Fort Henry as they head up the hill towards the steward stand, and still showing the way, Voice of Power, stalking right behind him. Just a length, and now coming up alongside is Take Harry as they come by us, and maybe a slight lead now for Take Harry as they head down the hill. And new leader at the front, Take Harry now goes 2 lengths clear of Voice of Power, still has a 2-length advantage over Genghis. Genghis 3.5 lengths over Determined Stand, and Fort Henry is still the trailer. Once again, they disappear out of view into the cover around the back side. And a tight turn of fences coming up. As you can obviously see on the Jumbotron, and it's Take Harry now 6 clear of Voice of Power, 3-length advantage over Genghis, still in third. He's leading by 4 over Determined Stand, and Fort Henry still the trailer as they head up the next hill. A 3.5, 4-length advantage for Take Harry on the lead over Voice of Power. He's 4 to the good of Genghis, and another 4 lengths back to Determined Stand, and Fort Henry still at the back. So working their way around the course in parade order. Things have not changed since they passed the stand the last time around. It's Take Harry at the front with a 4-length lead. Now things start to get interesting in second and third place as they head back into the cover once again. And it's still Take Harry on the lead, but Voice of Power has now moved closer, just 2.5 lengths now off the leader. He's still 4 clear, and it's Genghis. They're disputing third place with Determined Stand, and Fort Henry still at the back, and it's almost cutting time, and trying to hold them off is Take Harry. 2.5 lengths over Voice of Power. Genghis in third, then Determined Stand another length and a half back, and Fort Henry is going to have to get going soon as they roll around the corner and head up towards the stretch. Take Harry has had the lead since we saw them the last time at the stand, trying to carry it up the hill. It's Take Harry now. Here comes Voice of Power making one last bid on the inside. Take Harry and Voice of Power. Take Harry, though, just 2 lengths and 1 tight circle now for the finish. Take Harry with the lead, but it's only a length and a half over Voice of Power. Now Genghis just 3/4 of a length off him. And right behind him, just a length and a half, to determined stand, and Fort Henry still at the back with one loop left to run. Still Take Carry on the lead and still stalking intently, just 2.5 lengths behind. Voice of Power, Genghis only a length and a half, 2 lengths off him, and moving behind him once again, Determined Stand, moving up to dispute 3rd place, and Fort Henry now trying to make a move from the back. Not much time left, and things getting very crowded up at the front. As they come to the next, it's fighting for the lead. It's Take Carry, and now he's lost it as Voice of Power has reclaimed the lead, and in 2nd place it's Genghis. It's Voice of Power and Genghis. Those two close together. Take Carry moving back into 3rd place. Now trying to come on is, all the way from the back is Fort Henry. On the lead, it's Genghis, but here comes Fort Henry with a late run. Voice of Power still not done as they make the final turn, trying to save the ground. Genghis and Fort Henry, those two locked up. Fort Henry going to get the better of him at the wire. Fort Henry by a neck over Genghis in 2nd, very close for 3rd.
Yeah, he's going to do that.
I've got to say, you rode that like a professional, all the way at the back early on, seemed to have it timed perfectly.
Well, it was my instructions were to get them switched off, try to get the horse relaxed. I know they struggled with that last year, and I mean the course is beautiful, and the hills and the turns, and he really switched off for me today, and he just had tremendous turn of foot, and found some good holes, and he jumped the fences beautifully, and made it there first. Yeah.
Riders up.
And the flag is up.
It's telling them to get busy and be ready for something.
And once again, we're not sure if they're off, but we'll know in just a moment. And they are indeed, as they'll be emerging from the cover in the center, and a slower pace this time as this group emerges, and showing the way, the number 3, it's Calculating with the lead at the first fence, now being joined by I'm a Hokey and Orlick in 3rd as they round the corner and head on towards the next. At the front, it's I'm a Hokey, the 1 length advantage over Calculating. Orlick there in 3rd. And having gone clearly on into the lead now, I'm a Hokey as they head up the hill towards the steward's stand. And now I'm a Hokey getting a run for his money from Calculating. Orlick still marking time in 3rd. That strategy worked well in the last race. And now with a length advantage at the front, not much separating these two. It's Calculating and I'm a Hokey. As they head down the hill. So Calculating about a 2-length lead over I'm a Hokey. And Orlick continues as the trailer. Out of sight behind the cover. And as they come back into view, and head towards the next fence behind the trees, and back in the lead, it's I'm a Hokie by 2 over Calculating, and Orlick is still in third, but not far out of it, just about 4 lengths. So trading places on the lead. I'm a Hokie and Calculating going back and forth. Still a lot of ground left to cover as they head up over the hill, down and back through the cover. Oh, crap. And coming back into view, it's I'm a Hokie with the lead, and now moving on into second place is Orlick, as Calculating taking back to third. And I'm a Hokie 3 lengths to the good of Orlick in second place, who has a 3.5, now call it 4 length advantage over Calculating, who's taking a bit of a breather after contesting the early lead with I'm a Hokie, who continues to just go on with it. 3 lengths as they make the turn down the hill and then up again towards the steward's stand. And I'm a Hokie, and Nick Carter saving some ground there, still 5 lengths ahead of the number 5, Alex Bazdar, and Orlick. Call it 6 lengths now as they come to the next. And well behind them is Calculating, who's starting to be distanced now as he's given up about 30 lengths to the field. But no spare, no jack, not looking back. At the front, it's I'm a Hokie and Nick Carter rolling down the hill. The only one with a shot at him is Orlick, as they head around the corner, and Orlick's going to have to get after it in a hurry as she's now given up 10 lengths to the leader. I'm a Hokie airing it out on the front end. Orlick now trying to get back into it, just maybe 9 lengths behind the leader, drops a rail there, and well distanced, and in third is Calculating. This one's going to be decided by the 2 at the front, and at the moment it's I'm a Hokie with the lead, still trying to get to him, Orlick, but it's looking like it's I'm a Hokie as he's up and over the next one. 20 lengths now in the lead. I'm a Hokie, cruise control as he heads down around the corner, heading towards the finish. I'm a Hokie, and checking over his shoulder, Nick Carter doesn't see any kind of threat, and galloping easily in this one, it's going to be I'm a Hokie, handridden to the wire, and a game effort from the number 5, Orlick, in second place.
A Hokie, handwritten to the wire. A game effort from number 5, Orlick. Wow, perfect. Everybody look up and like say Kentucky Derby or something.
Once again, the start down behind the cover in the center of the property. The flag is up.
Get ready to run, guys.
And they're off. Out of sight, but they're off. And match races, always a tricky game. Question of when to gain the advantage. A tactical chess match as they should emerge from the cover in just a moment. And once again, liking it on the lead, it's Bart Poole and Jebs Crowner with a 5-length advantage at the first fence. And checks behind him, and he's obviously going to employ the tactic of go to the front and don't look back, as he already has a 7-length advantage as they make the turn up at the top of the hill and head down towards the next fence. So Bart Poole and Jebs Crowner with the early lead. Bovary in second place as Jebs Crowner and Bart Poole over the next, and making up some ground there in second is Sally Barnes and Bovary trying to get closer to Jebs Crowner as they run through the dip and head up towards the steward stand for the first time. And Jebs Crowner and Bart Poole, but now the lead down to just about 4 lengths as they approach the next, as Bovary decides he wants in this game and is only now 3.5 lengths out of it as they pass us for the first time ahead down the hill. It's Jebs Crowner and Bart Poole, 2.5, 3 lengths to the good of Sally Barnes and Bovary as they head out of sight behind the cover. At the next, still Jebs Crowner and Bart Poole with the lead, but Bovary very much right there, stalking that early pace. Made up a lot of ground after the first. And once again, coming back into sight. And it's still Jebs Crowner with a 5-length lead now, still trying to press the issue at the front. It's Bart Poole, but Bovary still certainly not out of it. Only about 9 lengths now in second place. Doesn't want to let the leader get away though, as they head up over the hill around the corner and down through the cover. So Bart Poole and Jebs Crowner, he's shown a liking for the front end all day. And that's exactly where we expect to see him when they re-emerge, and he has, but once again, Bovary has snuck back into range. Only about 5 lengths separating these two as they continue down along the bottom and head for the next fence. Still Jebs Crowner with the lead, but Bovary once again edging back into the race, and now only 4 lengths behind as they head for the next up to the turn, and still gunning at the front, Jebs Crowner and Bart Poole, and that's going to be, they're going to have to call it an afternoon there as Bart Poole comes off Jebs Crowner after he chipped in at that one. And now it's just a walk in the park for Sally Barnes and Bovary. She turns the corner now and up to the next. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, no easy task to get a horse around a race course when you're all by themselves. And Sally Barnes doing a good job of keeping Bovary nose to the grindstone, keeping him at work here, because without company, sometimes they just don't see the point in continuing on. But Bovary up and over the next, and it's just one turn and a leisurely hack home for Sally Barnes and Bovary, but she's got to keep him at it as she heads down into the bottom and around the turn once again. So just one horse left, and the drama is now Bovary and Sally Barnes. Can the relationship hold together all the way to the wire? Just about 3 fences left to go. Up and over that one nicely. So solitude is bliss right now for the number 1 Bovary and Sally Barnes, as all she's got to do is get up over the next 2, and she will be the winner, and does that one nicely, and closer to victory is Bovary and Sally Barnes. But once again, she keeps him right at it, and Bovary and Sally Barnes now making the final turn down the hill. And it's going to be a leisurely stroll to the wire, as Bovary is going to come out on top in this match race. And just for a little swank, Sally Barnes letting him gallop out through the turn into the stretch. And Bovary, class will tell, the old campaigner, wouldn't his grandfather, Northern Dancer, be proud now as he gallops under the wire. Congratulations.
Cameras. You want to circle around once and just stop it?
And
Willie Hammond. Willie
Okay.
was a woman, just in case you decide to add like.
Okay, so I'm going to say that
at some
after
point.
the...
Whatever works for you.
Thank you.
That was pretty easy.
6:45. They've reached the start, and they're off. Once again, start down in the center of the property, and they should be emerging from the cover in just a moment. Once again, it's a field of 3. And they'll be heading towards the second fence in just a moment, as they're just emerging into view now. And with the early lead, it is Wolf Tone by 8 over Ali Cerna and British Colony. Star Rocker in third as they head up the hill and get ready for the turn. Erica Gardner and Wolf Tone, your leader, by 7. As they make the turn down the hill, Ali Cerna in second place on British Colony, and just a length and a half back to Star Rocker, who is in third on the early trailer. Up to the next. And Wolf Tone now extending his lead. Erica Gardner letting him run down the hill into the dip, heading up the hill at least 8 lengths to the good he was, and now that's shrunk back down to about 4 lengths. Ali Cerna still there in second on British Colony, and Star Rocker not far behind her, call it a length and a half to 2 lengths as they come past the steward stand for the first time. Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner by 5 over Ali Cerna and British Colony. Another gap of 4 to Star Rocker and Melissa Buckley. Down the hill, out of sight behind the cover, but your leader, as it's been from the beginning, Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner, with British Colony and Ali Cerna in second, Star Rocker in third. So still Wolf Tone with the lead. As they head on to the next fence, and has tightened up a little bit as that lead is now only, call it half a length, as Ali Cerna now pressing the pace with British Colony, joins Wolf Tone at the front, and Star Rocker is another 8 to 10 lengths behind them and doesn't want to be left behind, as Ali Cerna has now opened up a significant advantage over Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner as they head up over the hill around the corner and once again out of sight. So new leader, it's British Colony and Ali Cerna over Wolf Tone in second, with Star Rocker in third. Continuing on through the cover and at the front, British Colony. And, oh, we've got a rider down. And Ali Cerna is out of it. And inheriting the lead once again, it's Erica Gardner on Wolf Tone, as British Colony has gone the way they all went. The map used to be all red, not anymore, and it's the same way for British Colony here in the Harwood Perpetual. And now Wolf Tone reestablishes a lead at the front by 3 over Star Rocker and Melissa Buckley. Down around the corner and heading back towards the steward stand, and the pace a little more leisurely now. And Erica Gardner showing the way on Wolf Tone and marking her closely enough, call it 3 lengths. Star Rocker and Melissa Buckley right there, and just looking for a good lead, as Erica Gardner has a nice tight hold on Wolf Tone and looking almost like a schooling session as they come by the steward stand. And up and over that one nicely for Erica Gardner. It's still a 3.5 length lead for Wolf Tone over Star Rocker. Heading down the hill towards the next. Things will get serious after they make the next turn. If Star Rocker really wants to be a headliner, she's got her work cut out for her in catching Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner. Into the bottom and around the turn, it's still Wolf Tone, but Star Rocker right there, just 2.5 lengths off the pace, and looking to try to make an issue of this one as they head down the backside, and just a couple of fences left to go, and a 3-length lead, and make that 4 now, as jumping it better there, Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner reestablishing herself at the front, but coming right back at her now. It's Melissa Buckley and Star Rocker. Star Rocker, one last go. She's going to have to get there in a hurry, but chips in it. That one loses a little bit of ground. It's Wolf Tone with the lead. Star Rocker still only 5 lengths out of it as they head to the next. And Wolf Tone up and over that one, and once again a little tight at that one was Star Rocker, and letting him fly on the lead. Erica Gardner sends Wolf Tone up around the turn. It's Wolf Tone now in command. Star Rocker trying to make a run at the winner, but this one is going to be no contest for Wolf Tone and Erica Gardner galloping out easily. A 8-length winner.
Erica Gardner galloping out easily. A 8-length winner over Star Rocker.
Okay, that's everybody. All right, it's like a...
Like they did before?
Yeah, they're just going to follow the same course. They just
Our riders will be following the same course, and they're off. And heading up the hill for the first time. And we couldn't be luckier because at least one of the gray horses is in the lead, and that is Baron, showing the way at the front, but has only a length advantage as they make the turn and head towards the next fence. So over that one and down the hill and an orderly procession, and at the front it is Baron. As they head through the dip, and now he's been passed as More Than Eager is exactly that and goes right on to the lead. More Than Eager running past and going straight to the front, and has now opened up a 5-length advantage over Denali in second place. Call that 3 lengths now. And still in third, Baron not out of it. And the rest of the field content to take their time. Your early trailer is Tiny as the pace hotted up as they went down the hill and out of sight into the cover. But More Than Eager proving exactly that as he went right to the lead. And plenty of pace here in our Howard County race. It's still a 7-length advantage at the front for More Than Eager over Denali. As they head over the next one, he maintains that advantage. It's another gap of 8 back to Baron, who maintains his place in third, and the rest of the field strung out behind them as they head up the hill, around the corner, and through the cover. But looks like a couple of different races unfolding here, as all the running being done at the front by Forrest Kelly and More Than Eager over Denali in second place, and Baron trying to stay there with them. Down through the bottom. And at the front, it's still More Than Eager, but he's being pressed for the lead as they go to the next. Denali not ready to give this one up, and Baron not out of it either. It's More Than Eager with a 3.5-length advantage over Denali, up and over that one with an 8-length advantage over Thor. And the rest of the field is well strung out, starting to resemble Napoleon's retreat from Moscow, as they are hither and thither around the countryside. But the race is at the front. More Than Eager and Forrest Kelly, 8 lengths in the lead. Staying right behind him, though, is Denali, and right behind him is Baron. Those three have been at the front for a while. Following them is Catherine Rizzo and Rockfish Willie. And those four at this point are the only ones in it as they roll down the hill, head towards the next fence. And it's almost cutting time as they head towards the bottom once again. So More Than Eager now being pressed hard by Denali. More Than Eager and Denali. It's still 1 length to the good. More Than Eager. Denali all out trying to catch him there on the front end, but More Than Eager showing plenty of foot. Both of them jumped that one well, and it's still only 2 lengths between those two as they head down the backside. More Than Eager, 2.5 lengths. Thor trying to come up from third to make a challenge for second. Coming up to the next. More than eager. And now Thor battling Denali for second place, but it's more than eager, running away with this one at the front. It appears that Barron has lost his rider and galloping strongly down around the corner through the dip. It's more than eager. And what's in a name? Well, it's all right here for this winner, as More Than Eager picked his race, picked his spot, and has picked his margin of victory as Forrest P. Kelly gallops home a winner in the Founders Cup. Now, we do have some other winners. We'll have to look for the First Lady to finish, and for the first crossbred, I assume he was not riding a crossbred. And at the line, it's close and a little bit of deference, and crossing the line next, it'll be Catherine Rizzo and Rockfish Willie. Be our First Lady to finish. And behind her, Trey Rower and Denali in third. And there's a whole nother race going on. Call it the, well, you can't really call it the Hilltoppers race, as a good galloping trio coming around the turn, and showing the way for these, it's Lad. And now trying to make a race of it on the inside. That's Tiny. So Tiny and Lad up at the front. These two battling, now saving ground on the inside. A very slick move there by Thor, and Thor manages to beat both of them by taking the inside. Tiny.
Yeah.
Subi. First nominee. Now, neither of our entries is allowed to pass the field master. If they do, they have to make a complete circle and go to the back. 3 times you are excused for the day. And the early advantage with Emmy Lou, but we're sitting right behind her. Kelly Witt and Missy just 2 lengths behind, and as we said, all the running in this race gets done right at the end, as in the meantime, these little ladies need to keep their ponies in good order and behind the field master and make sure that they stay on. As we said, vital Governor's Cup points at stake in this Junior Field Masters chase, and they are still very closely bunched, running almost as a team behind Don Ruhr. Once again, Howard County Master doing the honors as the field master here. So the order remains unchanged. Emmy Lou with just a very slight advantage over Missy. So Gabrielle Bernier, not afraid to be at the front, and not afraid to be right behind her is Kelly White on Missy, as the pace begins to increase now, and Emmy Lou right there at the front. Right behind her is Missy, stalking all the way, as our field master Don Ruhr now really begins to turn on the heat as they head towards the turn, and the lead is with Emmy Lou over Missy. Emmy Lou, a 2-length advantage as they've really picked up the pace. Now they've been turned loose, and Emmy Lou, like she's been shot out of a cannon, coming around the turn. Emmy Lou trying to hold the advantage over Missy. Missy trying to save ground on the inside and gaining as they come around the turn. It's Emmy Lou or Missy. It's all into the turn, and it's going to be Emmy Lou. An impressive performance by Gabrielle Bernier, a winner by 4 lengths. And it seemed like a bunch. And we're off, and we're off, and we already, I believe, have some issues as our field needs to stay behind the field master and circle. Bit of chaos here as our field tries to get underway, and it appears that order is restored. Don Rohr, the Howard County Master, has them all back in line, and with a twist is first, then Annabelle, and having some problems is our one large pony, which is Juguete. As I said, you are not allowed to head past the field master, and Juguete may call it a day or may set off in pursuit afterwards, but he certainly seems eager to play, and if you speak Spanish, it certainly makes sense. Meanwhile, in our medium division, as we've lost our large, once again, the pace is increasing down the backside, and with a twist at the front by 6 over Annabelle, has a 3-length advantage over Rip Dash. Again, as they head along the bottom, briefly out of sight, up and over the next one, and sizzling pace, and at the front, it's still with a twist, with a 8-length lead over Annabelle, who's in second place, and now they're going to be cut loose as they head around the corner, and it's going to take some catching to get with a twist. And oh, bad luck there, losing her rider and inheriting the lead. It's going to be Annabelle. She goes from second to first. Bad luck for with a twist, but Annabelle is going to gallop in a 5-length winner over Rip Dash in second, with Domino Effect in third. In fourth place, Over the Rainbow.
At the Indy 500, the winner downs a bottle of milk.
And at the front of the pack, once again, long way to go around, it's the number 13 Sailmaker, who is close up in the early running, followed by Year of the City, a well-ordered group, another gap of 3 to Cat Tap, and biding her time at the back is Maggie Herzog on Sweet Buns. Once again, just 4 to go. Sweet Buns looking awfully eager. Maggie Herzog having a heck of a time holding on to him and keeping him at the back, but I imagine he'll have plenty of run when the time comes. Down into the turn and into the bottom. And the order remains unchanged. It's Sailmaker with the advantage over Year of the City. And now moving up on the outside, that's Cat Tap, and the pace has increased considerably down the backside, and I don't know if they've been cut loose or they've gone past the field master, but it is on down the backside. And going from last to first, it's no surprise Sweet Buns and Maggie Herzog appears to have taken the lead as they head into the final turn. And that's exactly who is at the front. It's Maggie Herzog and Sweet Buns, but she's getting plenty of competition as saving ground on the inside. It's a cavalry charge, and getting up, it's it's Cat Tap.
On the inside is a cavalry charge, and getting earlier
everybody
this afternoon.
smile.
Well, we can't make any promises for Churchill Downs. We'd also like to invite everyone